Okay, everybody, how's it going? So, in this video, I want to talk about converting your Nitro Savage into Flux, or basically converting your Nitro RC into a brushless RC. Now, I'm gonna put it this way. Now, of course, you can do whatever you want with your hobby, but sometimes there are some limits that you guys have to look out for. So, let's say you find a used Savage on eBay or like a Savage roller, selling for like what? Let's say 100 something bucks on eBay. You get it next day. You're like, okay, awesome. I'm now going to throw a brushless system on this bad bitch. Then you add that brushless conversion kit whatsoever. It runs great, but then your front diff is now stripped. You're like, ah shit, my diff is front stripped. And then you take it apart. Now mine already has an easy access diff. You take it apart. Oh shit, there goes the body. Who fucking cares? Now, mine has an easy access diff. But sometimes if you have like an older Savage model, like a Savage 25, and you think that it has an easy access diff, you're like,
oh shit, I know how to take this apart. Wait a minute, how the hell am I gonna access it?
you YouTube it. There's no video. I mean, you're then actually when you finally realize you have an older if you actually have like an older style Savage that has an older style diff, that you basically have to tear down the whole truck in order to access diffs.
Like, it's no big deal. I just have to tear it apart and adding your drift, this and that.
And you'll go on for your day. Now, everything else is working fine. Now, when you go out running for the next day, like your Savage is bashing on the field, this and that. It's awesome, right? The front wheels are running, but now your rear diff is now crapping out his teeth.
Oh shit, now my rear diff is all stripped out.
You see now where this is going? Man, what the hell happened outside? It sounded like someone just exploded their garage door or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, you see where this is going now? Buying a used nitro vehicle or used Savage and converting it into a brushless is probably not a smart choice. If you know what I mean. Now, regardless, I am not against nitro. I have a... Okay, now, I do love nitro, but when I'm in this, I am not against brushless vehicles. I own a Locium LMT. It has a Calcification 6S brushless system whatsoever. It's a badass solid axle monster truck. Not the LST, the LMT. I mean, man, like the LMT is a badass truck. Anyway, sticking back to the topic of this video. So, what I'm trying to say here is converting, your Nitro RC into brushless is probably not a smart choice. Like, you get like a Nitro Truggy and then you want to convert into brushless. But I mean, here's the thing. You just wasted money on converting that son of a bitch into brushless. I mean, or technically the money that you put on it is actually almost the same amount as you just buy like an Arma Kraton 6S or like an Arma Italian 6S, right? So you could at least invest it to get that brushless vehicle besides converting an old school Nitro RC into a brushless vehicle. I mean, to me, this doesn't make any fucking sense at all because first of all, it's an older RC, and you run into higher chances of of some high mileage parts actually that are finally going to give up. It's because of the high torque brushless motor, right? I mean, now I probably don't see it a lot on YouTube, but I can guarantee you it can probably happen if you go for that route, which is why actually buying like a Arma 6S vehicle 4S, BLX, whatsoever, I mean, it's probably a smarter decision because those drivetrains are built to take that abuse. Well, they're probably gonna explode later on down the road. That depends how hard you are. Like if you're like a heavy footer, or actually if you're like a heavy finger, like full throttle out, this and that. If you're like a hardcore basher, then you may run into higher chances of of damaging your drivetrain parts and stuff like that. I mean, yes, this Savage used to be a Flux, but I was running into multiple problems. Actually, no, it was Nitro first. I got it as a Nitro roller at my local hobby shop, RCHQ, like 2016. Man, can't believe it. It's crazy how fast time flies. It just flies over your head. It's just crazy how fast time goes on, man. Anyway, I converted it into brushless. I expect things to turn out okay. Well, I was starting to run into multiple issues, man. Drivetrain issues, dip issues, you name it, man. I spent almost $1,000 replacing on drivetrain parts when it was brushless. Absolutely BS. And also, it was hard to get parts for Savage. In a while back when HPI went, when HPI went in ended up bankrupt. When they ended up bankrupt. Thankfully that like Maverick RC, yes, a cheaper RC company has bought them. I mean, now their parts aren't the same like has been a while ago, but hey, I mean, this is what happens when Traxxas sues them. You guys know what I mean by that. Now, shit, what the hell am I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot. So, yeah. So if you want, like a brushless RC car, don't go for like a used nitro slider or whatsoever, or like a used nitro vehicle and just immediately just throw all your brushless stuff on it. I mean, first of all, I mean, like, if you guys don't know anything about nitro, then don't buy a nitro vehicle if you have no experience in nitro. And also, I mean, once again, if you want like a brushless vehicle, is a smarter choice if you invest that money and if you go spend it on like a Creighton 6S or like Italian 6S, Outcast, or whatever the hell you want. I mean, now, hey, we got Armor RC. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now the Savage Flux, back in the day, it was a hot truck, doing like crazy backflips and shit, like all that crazy shit. But I mean, now I want a little bit more scalism and realism, which is why I threw on these J Concept Renegade tires, because it gives it of a nice monster truck look. Yes, it's independent suspension, but I don't give a shit what people say. Dude, it's not scale. Well, I don't give a fuck. I can do whatever I want with the Savage. Right? I'm actually glad that J Concepts came out with these style tires. So basically, this is an idea or a copy of a low C or a replica of a low C LMT tire, but it has like a shorter offset. Because if you run the LMT tires, just the low C LMT tires on this truck, then it's gonna have like a wider offsets, and it's gonna make the truck a little bit too wide for my liking, which actually thankful that J Concepts made this replica rim. I think it's called the aggressor rims, but it has like a shorter offset, so which is I'd say somewhere down in the middle, somewhere there. But yeah, that's how deep the offset is, and it gives the Savage a nice monster truck scale look. And also I wanted this to sound like, of course it doesn't technically sound like an actual dragster engine, but with this LRP32 and with this end bleep style pipe, boy, I tell you what, if you guys watch Texas Hill Country video and one of my videos, this Savage fucking rips with this end bleep pipe. It's loud, it's nasty, it's amazing. I'm glad that I converted the Savage back into nitro, because man, I tell you what, nitro is so fun to mess with. I mean, yes, it can be a pain in the ass when you're tuning the carburetor, but I tell you what, all of it is worth it regardless. So, I also want to give this shout out to, well, his channel used to be called Wally's RC World, but now it's Slick Tricks RC or something like that. I'll leave a link in the description box down below, so y'all can go check him out. He has some pretty amazing content regardless. I mean, yeah, I mean some of his videos he has some unnecessary sound effects and stuff like that, but hey, I mean, he has a Savage similar like I have. It's probably a little bit of a longer wheelbase, but he has one of those J Concepts Fleeing King monster truck tires on it, and the Savage looks so badass. So I recommend that y'all go check him out. So yeah, I mean, that's gonna be the end of this video, y'all. And I hope that this video straightens out, on the points if you want like a brushless vehicle, or like if you want like a brushless RC vehicle, but if you want to be cheap, I mean, hey, this is not a cheap hobby. If you're trying to be cheap, come on, man. I mean, just go on with another hobby. This hobby is not for you if you want to be cheap. This hobby, I mean, it's an expensive hobby. If you want to go cheap, then I say buy one of those Walmart RC cars or one of those Bandgood Special RC cars. I mean, like, I invested a lot of money on this truck. I mean, technically, I spent maybe over $1,000 on this truck throughout the years, if I remember. Not like $1,000 each, but I probably put in maybe $1,000 on this truck, if I remember correctly. Yes, that's so crazy expensive. That blows you away. But that's like what converting into brushless, converting back to nitro, this and that, blah blah blah. FLM gears, tires, everything, man. I mean, this is not a cheap hobby, regardless. So, if you want a 6S brushless vehicle, I would say now probably go for like a Traxxas now. I know there's some Traxxas here, but I mean, if you want to go for a 6S or 8S brushless vehicle, hey, Traxxas has it for you, and Arma has it for you. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all take care, and thanks for watching.